up, and welcome back to Opposite Attract
Podcast. This is Miguel Ramirez, and I'm here with
your girl, Sonja Ramirez.
How is your day?
How is your week? How is your life? We were supposed to say that together. What happened there, man?
It was messed up from the beginning. Should we start it again?
No, it's all good. No, you got my back. You finished it.
Yeah.
You know, so hey, something new.
What happened?
I don't know. I think my tongue got really heavy.
Were the lights bright?
My tongue's really heavy right now.
Is it?
I felt.
You can't talk? Hey, you didn't say anything about anything. Your tongue was heavy. That's what you said.
That's what I said.
Anyway.
Oh, I knew what I was supposed to say. I mean, holy shit. We've said it, 66 times?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah.
We almost made it to 67, but Sonja messed that up.
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
What are you talking about?
I'm just kidding.
What's up, everybody?
What's happening, babe?
About to enjoy my glass of wine.
Nice. Yeah.
It's my first.
You wanted a fancy glass, so I got you the fancy glass.
Fancy. What's that song? Fancy.
Girl, some girl you fancy?
Girl you fancy.
Something like that. I can't remember what song that was.
Yeah.
Oh, you fancy, huh?
You fancy, huh?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Who sings it?
Oh, I think that's the guy that makes the beat. I think made the hook for that song. I think his name's Swiss Beats, but I can't remember. We'll have to look it up afterwards.
You gotta find that.
Oh, you fancy, huh?
You
yeah,
fancy,
maybe just that little clip.
That's so funny. No, that would be good.
That would be good.
Find that. I remember the one time when my goddaughter, we had her here for the weekend, and I've never done my eyelashes before, like eyelash extensions, any of that. And so she wanted to do my eyelashes.
Yeah,
so I had her do my eyelashes. And afterwards, I was looking in the mirror and she's like, "You feeling yourself, huh?" I'm like, What does that mean? What? I'm feeling on myself? No.
I wouldn't do that in front of people.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's funny. You feeling yourself, huh?
There was this was like years ago. Man, I can't even remember when it was, but it was a long time ago. Me and one of my friends from the military, Adam, we had gone out. We hadn't hung out together in a while. And then we decided, hey, let's go party. So we got together, we went, it was just me and him, and we went to Scottsdale. And, oh no, this must have been a different day. Anyway.
Either way.
No, I was just thinking about a time that I got really drunk and threw up. This was not that time.
Okay.
Or it may have been. I don't remember because it got all mixed together. But anyway, we went to this bar in Scottsdale, and I think what it was is that they had martinis on sale, or it was like a happy hour, but it was just for martinis. Or maybe it was a martini bar that we went to or some shit. I don't remember. But the martinis were on sale. We were broke. So we were like, no, we must not have been broke because we were like, give us two martinis, whatever the fuck. Like, we don't drink martini.
Right.
We drink 40s and
but
nasty shit.
But they're on sale.
So give me a... my friend Adam walks up to the bar and he's like, let me get 2 martinis. And I fucking walk up like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Make those Grey Goose martinis. And then the fucking guy makes the martinis and like slide. And we're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like they're in the little fancy triangle shaped glass. So we're like, this fucking sucks.
What did you get? Was it a
regular
dirty martini?
Fucking straight up martini?
A dirty martini.
I don't know. It was a martini with
apparently he does not know.
Apparently with Grey Goose in it. So we're fucking standing there like idiots with these 2 fucking martinis in the
Drinking
with bar.
Your pinkies up.
Yeah. And then we take a sip of it and we're like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So, okay, so this was, must have been with my ex at the time. And I remember like the flavored martinis, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She used to drink those. And I was like, I know they can make these not taste like shit.
Right.
So I go to the bar, back to the bartender. I'm like, hey man, is there something you can do with these things? I was like, I know they make fucking apple ones and fucking all kinds of different flavors. He's like, well, we could put like apple syrup in it if you want. And we're like, all right, fuck it. And I give him back the martini, but that's like, it's completely different. The way if they make you an apple martini compared to a regular martini, it's not like they just make a martini and then put syrup in it.
Right. Yeah.
It's a different drink.
Yeah.
So he ends up pouring apple syrup into our shit drink and swishes it around, and now it's kind of green, but it's like hazy. It's not like a bright green or whatever.
Right.
It's hazy. We fucking taste it. I'm like, oh, this still tastes like shit. You know, we're like, fuck this. Just give me a Jack and Coke or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so bad. But it was just funny because I fucking just slid right in there like, make those Grey Goose martinis.
Like you knew what you were talking about?
Yeah. And then he hands them over. We're like, what the fuck?
Right.
Yeah.
Man, I had a whole lot of fun too back in my day.
Yeah.
Like I'm old. I made myself sound like super.
We still have fun.
We have a whole lot of fun when we go. I mean, it's been a while. We haven't went dancing in quite some time.
Yeah, but for people that have been together like us, as long as we've been together in our age, we've probably been dancing more recent than most couples.
Oh, I don't know.
Probably, I would think.
I don't know. But we do. We have a good time when we go out. We're able to just let loose and dance all night until Miguel gets tired around 12.
No.
We get there at 11. He's done at 12. And I'm just starting the party. I'm just getting warmed up.
Really?
I'm kidding. No, you last. You do.
Yeah.
You do well. You do well.
Oh, damn it. That's what I was. So I downloaded a couple new sound effect things that I was going to add to the board, but I forgot to do. Well, not that I forgot. I haven't had the chance to do it, but I forgot one sound effect that I wanted. You just reminded me. The snoring, you know, like 12 o'clock comes and I'm like.
I like the other one better.
Snoring, sleeping. That's me. I do that. I'm good at that.
Yeah. You and Joey, you guys can crash, and then my daughter and I will stay up all night.
Yeah.
I don't know if I last that long anymore though.
No,
I crash out pretty early.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
So this is the extra podcast for the week. Mm-hmm. So welcome everybody to the bonus episode for the month.
Yes. And I wanted to bring something up before we move forward. So if you guys listen to episode 65.
66.
Oh.
Last one was 66.
Oh, 66.
This is 67.
Okay. 66, towards the end of the podcast, those that know me probably are going to be very aware that something was wrong with me. And I just wanted to apologize to you for leaving you hanging.
It's all good, babe.
You know,
we sorted it out. I should have had that sleeping sound effect last podcast. Yeah.
And what happened was,
I pissed Sonja off.
Midweek, like, he asked, to talk to me and about things about the podcast, and he doesn't remember, but there were two situations that occurred last week. And, I would throw out a suggestion or something, and I didn't feel that he was hearing me out. It was, I felt that he was.
I would shut you down.
Yeah. So I was going to talk to him about it, but we were so busy that I never got to it. And then we started episode 66. And I felt that he did it again.
I cut you off during the episode.
During the episode. And so I'm like, all right, motherfucker, you're doing it on your own. No, that's all. No, I was upset. I know. And, I didn't want to cause a large scene. No, because of how I was feeling, which I should have talked about it on there. I should have said something. Yeah. But because how I was feeling, you guys would have really got
the
raw.
Yeah. Well, the raw came out about 2 minutes after we turned the podcast off. And then I'm like, where the fuck was this? During the podcast.
He's like, you should have brought this up during the podcast.
Like, we could have been doing this live. But no, I get it. It's all good, babe. And I'm sorry for making you feel like an ass. Or for making me, or not feeling making you feel.
I did feel like an ass.
I'm sorry
after.
for cutting you off and pissing you off and shit like that.
Yeah, but it wasn't just that though. I was holding on. That was a trigger. That just triggered the other episodes that occurred during the week that I was supposed to talk to you about, and I didn't. So that's my fault as well. Like, I should have.
So you got anything to say now?
Talked to you about it.
Really? Really? Oh, you guys got to go back and watch that on YouTube. Fucking hand gestures you're making over here at me.
No, don't say it. If they want to see it, they can go to YouTube, subscribe, and share.
Or they can go to oppositesattractpod.com
Yes.
and you can see all the ways to watch the podcast on YouTube, on Facebook. You can watch us on Instagram. You can listen on Spotify. Anywhere that you listen to podcasts, you can search for Opposites Attract Podcast. You can subscribe. All the links are there at oppositesattractpod.com. And there's also a tab at the top where it says support the show. If you click on that, it'll take you to our Amazon link. And anything that you purchase on Amazon, you'll pay the regular price, but it will get a little kickback and it'll help us out. And you'll also see a link to Trust Inc.
Yes. And Trust Inc., we are a nationwide mobile notary agency. We do a lot of work with title companies and law firms as well. So if you have some documents or a loan that needs to be notarized and you would like to request Trust Inc., hit us up.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're also affiliates with Libsyn. Libsyn is where we host our podcast, and the biggest podcasts in the world are hosted by Libsyn. And if you guys want to try and start a podcast, or if you guys have thought about, recording your conversations and putting them out there for the world, and you want to start a podcast, you can go to Libsyn, LYBSIN.com. And when you go to sign up, if you enter the promo code OAP for Opposites Attract Podcast, it'll give you the rest of this month for free, or whatever month you sign up in, and you'll get the next month for free.
Yes. So this weekend has been great.
Yeah.
Like, I needed time off. I needed time off.
It just, man, everybody knows, like, it just goes by. Like, it's already Sunday night.
I know.
For those of you listening on Wednesday or Thursday, it's already Sunday night.
Right. Yeah.
And this is going to be a crazy-ass week, man. Crazy-ass week.
Oh, yeah, we have a lot going on.
Yeah. I mean, we're this week. So at the end of the week, Thursday, Friday, I'm going out of town for work. And then we're going to a wedding on Saturday. So once I started putting all of this stuff together, I started getting anxiety or something. Like, we got to record, because we're also putting out an extra podcast.
You were freaking out.
We got to put out, like, we need to get to work, because we got to put one out Sunday, Wednesday, and then we got to record one before Thursday, because I'm leaving Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
Unless we record one on Friday. So anyway, who gives
Yeah,
a but
so
we're getting it done.
Something was up with you, because you were just like, and I'm like, well, let's do it.
How was I?
Let's stop.
How was I?
Like, stop complaining, or stop, just let's get it done. Let's get it done. That's it. That's the solution. There's no way around it. Let's just do what we got to do.
That's not what you said.
Yes, I said, what can I do to help you?
Yeah,
that's what I
you
said.
did.
But I'm like, let's get it done. That's it. The more you complain, the worse it gets, the worse you feel, the worse everybody feels. Let's just knock it out. That's it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so today I didn't finish talking about our weekend. So today I played, what was that? Bocce
ball.
Bocce ball. I never even heard of it, actually.
It's fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
It's so bocce ball is kind of like it's a game. It's not the same. It's a similar style game to like horseshoes or cornhole. It's like that style of a game, but it's not the same.
No, it's totally different.
And it's played with nothing but balls. So you have one small.
I did great. I was
Sonia
really
was
good
playing
at
with
it.
all the balls, and she was doing awesome with them.
Yeah, and they were, I didn't have the blue balls.
Some of them were big balls. I had blue balls today.
I had yellow balls.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but I
was going to try to make a joke out of it, but then I realized,
I had big blue balls. No, but so you have a little ball, a little white ball or yellow ball, whatever, and that's the target. And then you alternate taking turns throwing the bigger balls, which are, one team is, at least for our set, one team is yellow, one team is blue. I think the traditional ones are red and green. But you go alternate back and forth, and you're trying to throw your ball closest to the white ball.
Yeah.
But unlike horseshoes where you have the one target, which is the stake, this one, you can knock the target closer or out of the way. Like if everybody's getting close to that white ball, you could just knock that white ball out of the way, and it just completely changes the game.
Yeah.
So I figured it's different, and I thought it'd be fun to have.
Yeah. We spent some time in the pool, got out, went and played. It was we had a good time. So I needed that time.
What do you like better?
Out of what?
Out of the games.
Out of horseshoes?
Like horseshoes.
I don't care for I like cornhole.
You like cornhole?
And I like this one as well. I don't know. I think I like bocce ball better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you could do more.
Yeah.
You know, like I can knock out your balls. I can knock, you know, there's
you can knock
ways.
your balls closer.
Right. I like that.
You can just knock the target out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was aiming pretty good today.
You did, dude.
I was proud of myself.
Dude, there was one shot where we had like 2 balls and then the white ball, and you slipped it right in between 2 balls and knocked that white ball right out of the way. I was like, damn.
Yeah, no.
Joey had some good ones too.
Yeah, he's so cute. We have to work on him though. Joey is a bit of a sore loser. I think he's getting better though. Today he seemed like he
did pretty good today.
Yeah, because usually he'll just get up and quit. Like, I suck. I'm done.
Yeah.
And he puts himself in a timeout and then goes to sleep.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He did that last night. So we're working on with Joey. He's very impatient and he wants things done right the first time.
Yeah.
He's only 8.
Yeah. He struggles at all.
He's learning. Like, he's learning.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't come out the way it's supposed to come out, then he gives up.
Yeah. Well, like, he just got that transformer, and it takes him every transformer. It happens.
Yeah.
Every single transformer it happens. Like, it takes him time to get used to opening it up, turning it into a robot, turning it into a car. But in the meantime, he's fucking losing his mind.
Yeah. Last night, I mean, you were asleep. He's working on it. Him and I were watching a movie, and he's messing with the transformer, and all of a sudden I hear a boom, and it hit Jane's cone.
It woke me up.
Did it?
Yeah.
It hit Jane's cone. Actually, our poor dog, we got to talk about. They're going through some things right now anyway. She's walking around with a cone. This poor dog smacking into everything.
The other one's got no teeth.
The other has no teeth. Well, let's talk about that after this.
Our poor dogs.
No, our poor dogs. Are you kidding me?
Our poor bank accounts.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Like,
oh my God, I paid that shit.
Well, yeah, we have on our cat. We spent a whole lot of money.
Not this much.
Yeah, no, we spent more on the dog. But okay, so anyways, let's finish this.
Focus.
Our dog,
listen, Linda,
almost got knocked out, except that she was wearing that damn cone that saved her head because he got so pissed off. So I'm like, you know what, Joey? Put it down. I'm like, you're done. You're done. I don't know when I'm going to give it back to you, but you're done. And so he got pissed off and he went to bed. He left me and he went to bed.
Oh, really?
So that's something that we're working on with him, just dealing with dealing with different emotions, making him more aware of his emotions.
Yeah.
Right. His feelings. And so I've seen an improvement, but last night
I have too.
Yeah, something happened last night.
Well, we all fucking slip from time to time. Because I'm telling you, like we talked about on the last one, like his sister got promoted and I heard him from across the room. He's like, good job, Audrey.
That's so cute.
Which is not usually the way he reacts when she gets promoted.
Right.
Especially when she's been promoted twice and he hasn't been promoted yet.
Right.
But it's been a while too. So maybe, I don't know.
So let's get back to our fur babies, because there's a lot of individuals out there that love their fur babies. And so they're going to agree with what we did. And others are like, are you freaking crazy?
Yeah.
Like, I got my dog's teeth done before mine.
Oh, my God.
Did you realize that?
Yeah, no, I know. I told you that.
But I'm not in pain, though.
Yeah.
Like, our poor dog, Nisi, is what, 13?
And we took our dogs to an American vet, and we're gonna go down to Mexico to get your teeth fixed.
Well, I mean,
what kind of shit is that?
I know, right? We don't have to. I mean, it's about,
But if it's the same shit, like there's American doctors that they have offices across the border in Mexico.
Our good friend goes to Mexico. He owns his own business, and he's like, oh, hell no. They're trying to charge me this here. I go to Mexico, and this is what they're charging me, and they were referred to me, and they've been going to the same dentist in Mexico forever. So he's like, Sonja, no, you need to go here. I mean, I'm down. We could have a vacation on the way.
Oh, no. When he goes, he'll put a post on Facebook. We're going down to Mexico. Anybody need to get their grill did? Like, we'll go together. So next time we might have to take him up on that offer.
Dude, that's going to be funny. I'm going to be getting
we should have waited and sent Nisi down. Hey, can you take our dog down there?
Right. No, but she's been in pain for a while, but we couldn't, I don't know.
We couldn't do it. We didn't do it before.
Yeah, because I didn't want to put it on a credit card, and so that's why we didn't.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know what? She's been a perfect dog.
She has been.
And we've never had to spend so much you know, like we've never spent any money on her. She's never ate a table. She's never ate a shoe. She practically trained herself to go potty.
That is crazy. Like when we think of, I don't want to make you cry.
It's okay. I'm good. I'm feeling okay.
Are you?
Yeah.
So when we had our first two, well, she was our first dog.
Yeah. She was our first baby.
Yeah. We got her before we had kids, before we got married.
Yeah.
And then the year after we got her, we got Frazier. And then Frazier has since passed away. But Frazier, like Niecy was the one we had first, and she's smaller, and she's always been really calm and quiet, right?
Very good dog.
Very good.
Very good.
No, like I'm talking about, it took about a week, maybe 2 weeks to train her how to go outside.
And she's never had an accident in the house.
Never had an accident. Like, so I would wake up first thing in the morning, take her out to her spot, and she would go, and then I would bring her back in the house. And then she just kind of figured it. And then little by little, I didn't have to take, like I would carry her out to her spot. And then the way you train them is then you carry them out to the front door and you let them walk out to the spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually you can just kind of open the thing, put them down on the floor, and they know that it's time to go. And they'll just walk out to the back door. You let them out. They go to their spot. So
He's trained all our dogs.
But she picked that up so fast, like in 2 weeks, that she didn't have to get it beat into her, or not beat, like not literally beat, but I'm saying like Frazier, it took like 6 months straight of just,
and he would have
go to this spot,
accidents.
go to this spot, no, not there. Come on, go to this spot, put your nose in it, go to this spot. So she picked it up so quick that you can't tell her, like she just goes out and does her thing.
Yep.
And she's been great. But Frazier was so much bigger and had such a big personality.
Yes.
Like he always wanted the attention. And he was the sweetest dog in the world.
Right.
And he took the majority of the spotlight from Niecy when he came in.
Because she was the quiet one.
She was a quiet one. And
she didn't cause problems. Let me tell you, Frazier ate he ate our coffee table.
And ate through a door.
And my shoes.
As soon as we got them, we had them less than a week.
And I don't spend a whole lot of money on shoes, by the way, okay? These were tennis shoes. And I remember I called you to tell you, and you're like, you know what? Get them. Because, you know, I need shoes for the gym, and I liked them, whatever.
I thought you were going to say, get rid of the dog. You know what? Get rid of the dog.
You probably did say some crap like that, because you would. But yeah, there goes my shoes and a whole bunch of other things.
No, yeah, when we thought we had him trained, we left him out to kind of test him. And it was a short, like a 30-minute, leave him in the house by himself, and he fucking ate the coffee table. And then this one was on us, but we left him in Joey's room one time.
He accidentally closed the door.
He must have closed himself in the room and then freaked out and then ate through the door to get out.
Like totally, yeah.
So I had to replace that door in his room.
So poor Niecy. It's like when you have, you know what? I hear this with kids, though. I hear, you know, the one that's getting into trouble is getting a lot of the attention versus the kid that's always doing good, because you don't have to worry about that one good. Because you know that one's going to be okay. But this one over here constantly is getting into crap. So it's like your attention is, and you know, people, they don't do it on purpose. They just don't think about it.
Yeah.
You know, they just don't think about it.
With Frazier, like he was, like we said, he was always getting the attention.
Yep.
And then once Frazier passed, all we had was Niecy.
Right.
And we got Frazier initially to keep Niecy company. And she is just like such a calm and quiet dog.
She was like, what the hell did you bring home?
Like Niecy's, it's weird because personality, like personality, like doganality, I guess. Niecy's doganality is kind of like she just wants to be by herself. She just wants to chill and be with us. That would be her at her happiest.
Oh, totally.
It's just us.
Yep.
And then we got her another pit bull puppy. And now
a puppy.
And now she's an old lady and she's got another puppy and who
drives her bananas and bites her legs.
But the difference this time is like we see Niecy and
we recognize her.
We kind of protect her from the puppy.
And we appreciate her.
She's
more,
been great.
Right? Don't you feel that way?
Yeah.
We appreciate her more. It's so sad.
It is sad.
Because we lost so much time with her. You know?
Because Frazier was around.
Right.
Yeah.
That's jacked up. But we're making it up to her
now.
My
God. Sounds bad.
But it's true. It's, maybe someone listening to this be like, it may wake them up and be like, oh, crap.
Yeah, but we fucked up again right away. We got another puppy, and that dog is driving Niecy crazy.
Yeah, but, she's calming. I think she's okay. Like, she doesn't mess with her all the time.
It's okay because we watch.
Yeah, we keep
make sure that she's not getting.
Yeah, so love your fur babies.
Yeah.
And love them equally.
With everything that's happening out there in the world, make sure you love your pets. Right?
Love on your fur babies. So anyways, I took Niecy, in, and they told me how much it was going to be, and everything's going great. And I'm like, you know what? This poor baby's been in pain, and it's time for us to take her in. And so we did, and she seems so much happier. Like she just, yeah, pain-free, no teeth. It's cute though, because her tongue like lays out to the side because what?
A little bug. Anyway,
it's okay. Protein in my wine.
Ugh.
What do you mean? You don't seem like you'd have problems eating bugs. Alrighty then.
So we watched a show today, or not a show, but we watched something on YouTube today that I found online, and it has to do with the protests and everything that's happening. We watched that. What is it called? It's the Blue Eyes, Brown Eyes Experiment by Jane Elliott, I believe it is. Jane Elliott, Blue Eyes, Brown Eyes Experiment. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. It's interesting. I don't know
She's an educator. She's a teacher.
Yeah, she was a teacher.
She was a teacher.
And she was a teacher during the civil rights movement, and from what I understand, like her story, like she was really impacted by the assassination of Martin Luther King.
Mm-hmm.
And she started doing this experiment or an exercise with some of her students. Sounds kind of fucking harsh, like if you're a little kid in class going through that kind of shit.
Oh yeah, no.
But
I'm sure she didn't talk to them like that. I'm sure it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she would have got kicked out if she was talking to the kids like that.
It was a different time too. I don't know, but pretty much the gist of the experiment or the exercise is she takes people that it's pretty much like she shows people what racism feels like.
Yeah,
and she takes everybody that has blue eyes or light colored eyes and gives them like a little collar and makes them go into, she segregates them from the rest of the crowd. And anybody that has brown eyes gets to move on, and, they get a place to sit, they get to hang out and talk and have a good time. The other crew or the other group that has light eyes, they're put into like a small room with like 2 chairs in it, and there's like 10 people there. So 2 people get to sit down, and they leave them waiting for like 2 hours just to kind of, and she's rude as shit. But it kind of opens your eyes to how racism can happen.
Yes. And how people feel. And this is something like Miguel and I were talking, when the whole,
the protests
started, and I didn't quite understand when I would see posts or, signs, Black Lives Matter, because everyone matters.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand
like
why
why
people
specifically
would get offended when others would say, well, all lives matter.
Yeah.
And after watching that, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
Do you? Did that open your eyes a little bit about why they feel?
Oh, well, no. Maybe not so much that. And I'm not sure if I understand 100% the blue eyes, brown eyes experiment. I understand what she was doing, but it's kind of like maybe I'm fucking dumb and I need somebody to break it down for me, because every time it just kind of ends. And there's not as much dialogue after the experiment or the exercise is done. You know what I mean? Yeah. But there were some things that they mentioned in there that kind of stuck out. And one of them was, it was a quote. And I actually looked it up before the podcast. But there was a girl. So she did this on the Oprah Winfrey Show. You guys can look at. I think Oprah's network on YouTube posted it like a couple weeks ago. The Blue Eyes, Brown Eyes experiment by Jane Elliott.
Yep.
And there was a girl that stood up and she had light eyes and she's like, I'm from Switzerland, I think, she said. And she's like, in my country, everybody has light eyes. And Jane Elliott, she asked her, she's like, yeah, you also have the highest, tax, in the world. And she's like, and during World War II, you guys didn't do anything, right? I remember that. And she pretty much, she's like, when the Nazis were exterminating 10 million people, you guys sat back and didn't do anything. Right. Is there anything else that you want to defend about your country? Like, she was coming at her.
Right.
And I was like, holy shit. And then she said a quote, and I ended up looking it up to find out who it was from. And it was, the only thing necessary for the perpetuation of evil is for good people to do nothing. Mm-hmm. That's by John Stuart Mill. And I was like, fuck. Because that's how a lot of people feel. Like, you know what? This is a sensitive subject, and it's not my fight.
Right.
It's not my fight. Go for it. You guys go get them.
Yeah, because I don't understand.
Out. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
But then the thing is that when you have friends, when you know people, when you love people in your life, it's not just their fight.
Right. Yes.
It's everybody. And if there's a problem, then it's everybody's fight.
Because if we all come together and stand together and stick up, do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. And protest. Yeah. You have whites, Mexican, every out there protesting. Black Lives Matter. That's way more stronger than if they're out there by themselves.
Yeah.
Protesting.
Because it's kind of like if they're the ones that are having the most trouble, if Black Lives Matter, then at that point we can work on all lives.
Right.
But they're the ones that are in the biggest hole right now.
Right.
Is that I think that's kind of where the difference between Black Lives Matter and all lives matter. And like I mentioned on the last podcast, you've never heard somebody that says Black Lives Matter. When somebody says all lives matter, you never hear them like, no, fuck that. Only Black Lives Matter. They're never saying that.
Right.
They're never saying that.
Right.
So it's not that all lives don't matter.
And it's Ashley Zaruka, I believe that's how you say her name, from her last name from our church, put a post up. And she's like, before you judge, know your history. Go back and read and educate yourself. And then maybe you'll understand why we feel the way we feel. And then, Tanisha Morgan, a good friend of mine from Legal Shield, sent me this video, and it's Mama, Why Is Everything White? And it's by Muhammad Ali.
Oh, it's a great video.
Yes. And it talks about, it's so crazy. Like, it's Muhammad Ali asking his mom questions, and it all started with angels.
Are you talking about Muhammad Ali? How are you talking about Muhammad Ali on our podcast and not me?
What?
You're the one talking about Muhammad Ali right now.
Oh. And he's asking Mom, are we going to heaven after we die? And his mom says, yes. And he's like, well, where are all the black angels? Yeah. And he's like, are they in the kitchen making milk and honey? Or did they take the picture? Yeah.
Like the pictures that were painted or
and then he talks about why are all the good things white? Like angel, he said angel food cake, yeah. And then there's devil cake. The devil cake's black, and the angel food
chocolate,
cake, it is white. And what about the hockey stick is it's a white stick and the puck is black.
Yeah.
And he just started naming other things, and it really, I'm like, I've never ever.
Well, like I think he was talking about Jesus is white, the saints are white,
right?
Yeah,
all the good things are white. He was talking about, and that's when he started talking about the angel food cake.
And then you got black market, blackmail, black mold.
Right. Like that's what I mean. He was just and it's comical.
Yeah.
Right. Like when
he
you
makes
watch
it funny,
he makes it funny, but it's very eye opening.
Muhammad Ali was a special dude, not just for his boxing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
So,
crazy.
anyways, if you guys want to hear that, it's called "Mama, Why Is Everything White?"
But this is something that, like, I may still not understand the full.
I don't. I know I don't.
Yeah, I may not understand it 100%, but this is one thing that I know is that I have, like I said, it sounds bad. I have black friends. I have a black friend. I'm just kidding. But I have, black friends that I grew up with, black friends that I've served with. And if they're having a problem, if they're telling me that they're having a problem, then if I'm your fucking friend, I gotta help. Regardless, if I'm really your fucking friend, then I gotta try to understand if I don't get it.
Yeah.
I can't just be like, go get them, because that's not what real friends do.
No.
If I don't get it, I have to try to get it and try to see it from where they're coming from.
Try to understand their pain.
This is the thing that I just, what were we watching? We were watching something. Was it on Oprah or was it the Oprah thing? Something that we were watching this video and we were like, that wasn't that long ago. Like you thought about it. They were like, this is 1968. And then I think you were thinking, you're like, shit, that's not long before I was born.
No, yeah. Well, when you told me
right?
the date, yeah, I was like
when
what?
You think about when we were born, like that wasn't that long ago.
No. Yeah.
So we're not that far removed from it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they say, 400 years, 500 years ago. But no, the civil rights movement wasn't, that was a lot of people that are alive today, that was in their lifetime.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep learning. And I hope that we can get some guests on here that, we can have some good conversations about this stuff and just like straight up ask.
Right.
Without just being adults, without getting pissed off and being offended and all that stuff. Because that's what this is about.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you ever experienced any type of racism, babe, that you know of or that you can think of? You have to drop names. Like,
No, my friends and I, we just joke around and...
No. I'm saying, have you ever experienced, something that you were like, that's kind of fucked up?
No?
Mm-mm. So, for the longest time, I just kind of look back at my life and I'm like, I don't really think of anything. But then, talking to a few people, they brought something up to my attention.
Oh, okay.
And then something that happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Did you think of something?
Yep. I absolutely. And is that an email? I just threw it out there.
All right.
Yeah, I got mine. Why? I need a name from city. But he's not racist because he loves Janet Jackson. That's what he said.
What in the
Exactly.
What the hell? Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway.
But that's why he said he wasn't racist.
So, yes.
Because he likes Janet Jackson.
So I had a similar situation. I was dating an Asian girl at the time. And I got the same thing. Thank God she doesn't speak Spanish, because there was people saying stuff and I'm like, what the fuck does it, if I like her or love her and she loves me or likes me, what, who gives a shit? Who cares?
Yeah.
And I felt bad.
Did you get it then though? You told me get it then? You didn't get it.
It just kind of slipped my mind. No, I did get it then.
Oh,
but it just kind of slipped.
Forgot about it.
I forgot that had even happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then it happened to me again at work with a job. Now this is a little bit different, but it's still. So I had a manager, in where I used to work, and he was a Hispanic guy.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you that know me, that listen to the podcast, I've talked about how to move up in your career. right? And everything that I talk about is like doing the best you can, looking for opportunities, doing the extra work, becoming the best at your job, like just looking for that next thing that's going to set you apart from everybody else. And I'm telling, like, I busted my ass to get this job.
Yeah.
And I got it. And I fucking got it. And I was like, this is what it's about. This is why I put all that work in. And then I sit down one day with my manager, and he's a Hispanic guy. And he tells me that we need to look out. He's like, you know, like we need to look out for each other. We need to look out for our people or something like that. And I may not be explaining it exactly right, but he was pretty much like looking at me, being Hispanic, saying like, we need to look out for each other. Kind of like I looked out for you in a way. And I fucking thought to myself, like, what the fuck, man? Like, I worked hard to get this fucking job. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like he stole a part of it from me, is the way I felt. Because I knew that I had put in so much work. There was some things that I was lacking. And I knew that if I didn't get the job, it was for certain things. And you know what? My thought process was like, if I don't get this job, then I know a couple things that I need to work on to get the job. But then when I got the job, he's like, we need to look out, you know, for our people or something.
Yeah, so you were questioning whether you got the job.
Did I get it on my merits, or was he looking out for a Spanish? Yeah. Like, he looked at Miguel Ramirez and he's like, we need more of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck, man?
So the more you listen to the audio, A New Earth, it's going to help you. Because he talks about detaching your emotions. Like when someone says something to you, like you allowed him, you felt like he kind of stole that from you, but you know who you are and you know how hard you worked to get that position. You did that.
Well, this is the one thing that it bothered me for a little bit, but another thing that happened right after that is that I got right back. Like once I got that new position, I got right back on my grind like I did before.
Yeah.
So it didn't take me long to get back to the top, like to know what I'm supposed to be doing. For people to be coming to me to ask, like asking questions to me because I had the knowledge now, you know. So I busted my ass all over again till I became one of the best people on the team, you know. So I just knew, like, no matter what, it's time to grind again.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, that was just something that it was just based on my race or whatever, that it was like, dude, like I don't want the job. I want the job because I'm the best person for the job.
Right.
Not because I happen to be, you know, we need to give a Hispanic guy a break.
Yeah.
You know?
But you know you earned that.
Yeah. I mean, I did.
Yeah.
I did as much as I could.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
To get that position.
Hard to get that position.
I'm just saying that the fact that he said that, there's always
planted
like
a seed
it's always like a thought.
Right.
Hey,
a seed of doubt. He planted a seed of doubt.
I hooked you up after all the work that I've done. He's like, yeah, I hooked you up. You know?
Yep.
So, but there's a lot of people that are, a lot of people on the right that a lot of times they don't want to, or not on the right. I'm sorry, it was opposite. On the left, like they don't want to hear people talking about, you know, their point of view, right? When I was looking up that quote, and it applies to today. Like they don't want to hear the you know, your side. It's just our side. Yeah. And if you're saying anything that opposes, then you should shut up. And on the same website, when I was looking up that quote, there's a quote by Voltaire, and it says, "I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it." And that's what, you know, the First Amendment is about, is having the right, whether you like it or not, to be able to say what's on your mind.
Yeah.
Whether you agree, disagree. And I actually saw a video of that where they were having a Trump rally, or like a Trump Make America Great rally or whatever, and a Black Lives Matter group showed up, and they actually let them go up there and speak.
Wow.
And it was crazy because the guys from the Trump rally, they were booing them. They were talking all kinds of shit. And the guy that was on the stage, he was like, now we may not like what they have to say, but we're going to do the American thing.
That's right.
And we're going to give them
the opportunity.
I think they gave him, like, he said, we're going to give them 2 minutes of our platform to say whatever they want to say. And we'll allow them to say it. Now, we don't have to like it, but we're going to give them the opportunity to speak because that's what our country is about. And they went up there. And then the Black Lives Matter people went up there, and a lot of the points that they were making, like, there was a lot of people in the crowd clapping and cheering. I mean, there was a couple things. They were like, boo. But for the most part, they were like, they were clapping and cheering.
Yeah.
That's what the First Amendment is about.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I feel that it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. There's going to be change, and it's going to be good.
Yeah.
But in order to get to the end of the rainbow, you got to go through the storm. You got to go through the storm, man. You're stupid.
Now, there was another video that I was watching on YouTube. I'll wrap this up. But there was a video that I was watching on YouTube, and it kind of made me think. And you guys, if you guys can let me know what you think about it. But you guys can call us at 480-912-5128 and leave us a message. But I was watching this video. It was a recent video. This Air Force general kind of spoke on his thoughts on what's happening. And, he's a black general. And I think he's being nominated to be the first black chief of staff of the Air Force. So you may not get what it is. It's the highest person in the Air Force. Like, they're with the president at the Pentagon doing, it's the highest level in the military for the Air Force. And this is the first time, and if he gets it, he'll be the first black Air Force chief of staff. And he's kind of going over his things, but I was kind of reading through the comments a little bit. And you always hear people talking about African Americans. And then somebody in the comments put, not African Americans. He's like, we're black Americans. And I kind of thought, I was like, I guess that, I don't know if that makes sense. Is that true? Because, I mean, we all know, like, originally they came from Africa, through slavery and all that stuff. But the people here now, I mean, we're Americans. So maybe they're just black Americans, not African Americans, Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just a different. Either way, how about we just be fucking humans?
That's why we need to read more.
Or we could just be fucking
humans.
Learn
more. Understand more.
Yeah. We'll keep learning. And we keep learning you guys. Maybe you guys can learn us something.
Learn us, please.
And call us at 480-912-5128.
Let Miguel know he's wrong about everything. No.
What the?
Are you cheering to that? All right. I'm like, are you cheering to that?
I think I got protein in my drink.
Did you?
It
found home?
I got protein in my drink. Ugh.
So, babe, have you ever thought about, like, what is your belief on aliens? I've never really gave that any thought. Like, since we've been watching, and I need to stop saying like a lot. What are you laughing about?
Since you've been watching what? What you been watching?
Well, I mean, that this strange rock.
Yeah.
And how big space is, and to believe, what is that? What was that? Is there an alien in our
aliens in the house? We're about to get teleported. Alien, you know what? I'll tell you one thing. I wouldn't say that I don't believe in aliens or that I don't believe
what if
any life out there, right?
Yeah. Other than
us. I wouldn't say that I don't believe that there's any life, because the like space and the cosmos or whatever is so vast that there could be. I mean, when you start learning about space and you realize how fucking big it is.
Yeah.
Like, you learn about the Milky Way galaxy and how we know how big that galaxy is and how tiny we are, like our solar system in that galaxy. Yeah. And just a thought that
just how insignificant we are.
Well, like what we saw, the Milky Way galaxy, right? There could be hundreds or thousands of solar systems like ours in the Milky Way galaxy. Maybe. I don't know. But then there's other galaxies out there, not just the Milky Way galaxy. So just considering how freaking huge everything is, who knows?
Do you know that Jeff, your stepdad, is like totally...
Yeah, you were telling me.
Yeah.
We're going to have to talk to him
That's
about
what I was
that.
going to say.
Yeah.
We need to talk to him because he reads a lot. Like
Does he?
does a lot of...
Oh, I know
Jeff,
he does. Yeah.
Tons
Yeah,
of
for sure.
research. Like he's just
I just didn't
analytical.
know how big he was into the alien.
Well, it seems from what your mom said that, you know, yeah. So we're going to have to give him a call. Maybe we could have him on the podcast.
Yeah.
Bring some light. Maybe not now in 2020.
If you
How
guys,
about we wait until next year?
If you guys are interested in any of that kind of stuff, there's a couple podcasts that you might want to check out. There's a couple Joe Rogan podcasts. There's one with Bob Lazar, and he's a guy that used to work at Area 51.
How do you remember all these names?
Well, Bob Lazar, he has a documentary also on Netflix that you guys can check out. And he talks about a lot of stuff. There's stuff that he talked about back in the 80s because he was like talking about what happened in Area 51 and they would try to shut him up.
Yeah.
But back in the 80s, he would mention some things that were happening there. And they were like, some people were like, that's impossible. That can't happen. And then now, 30 years later, some of these things are coming to light that are true. And he's like, I've been saying that for 30 years. You know, and he has proof and documentation of it. So Bob Lazar, yeah. And then there's another one. If you look up, it's called a Tic Tac video. They call it a Tic Tac video because in the video from the heads-up display on the F-18, the fighter, there's a fighter pilot who's flying over the ocean, and he sees something flying in the shape of a Tic Tac. But the thing is that the way it moves, they've never seen anything like it move before. And Joe Rogan had that guy, that pilot, on his podcast, and he was talking to him about it.
You showed this to me.
Not only that, but after that podcast came out, like this is recently, like within the last few months, the Navy actually put out a statement saying that these videos are real. They're not disproving anything. They're like, these are actual videos that we've gotten from our aircraft.
Okay, so I don't think we should even talk about this right now because people went crazy when the coronavirus came around and bought all the toilet paper and tissue for some reason. If we think that aliens are real and they're going to invade,
you know
what do you think we're going to do?
So that might be what we actually need.
You know, what?
A lot of people are saying is like what we need right now. You want to see the entire planet come together?
Yes.
Is let us have an alien invasion and every single planet, every single country in this planet will come together because we're going to have to figure out what the hell to do with these aliens.
Right.
Unless they're cool.
Right.
They may be cool. Anyway.
E.T. was cool.
Fucking nuts.
I'll have me an E.T. He was so cute. E.T. No.
With the little glowing light on his finger.
Yes.
I wonder what else that finger does.
I know.
Wonder how it smells.
Baby, you're so nice. So I took my daughter shopping. I think I mentioned this last week. Her and I wear the same size shoe now.
Jeez. I was talking to her about that today. About how big she's getting.
She's looking like a little lady. And it's making me so sad. But she's my little girl still. Like, she's still loving and affectionate. She loves to sit in our laps. And
yeah. She's a little
That's
sweetheart.
one thing with our kids. Like, they are affectionate. And I think it's because of how we are with each other.
Yeah.
And we're with them as well.
Yeah.
But they see that. And it's so cute because they'll walk in and we'll be like totally making out. Not. But it's cute because you can see that. But you can see like they're happy to see that. They're happy to see that we love on each other. And they'll come and when they see us hugging, they'll come and join in. Group hug. And they're like, group hug.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that's and I just hope and I pray that they stay that way.
Yeah.
Through their teenage years.
Speaking of group
Were
hug,
you that way? Were you lovable with your mom? Because I know your cousin Danny, you know, he's lovable with you know, your godmother, his mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
But were you that way?
Was. From what I remember, I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was always, you know, hugs and kisses. I don't know if that's a Hispanic, a Latin thing, you know. But
this is what I know.
It's like a Latin thing. I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but I mean, I'm 36, and if I see my dad, I haven't talked to him in a while or haven't seen him in a while, but to give him a hug and a kiss,
it's natural.
It's a normal thing.
Yeah, I think in some families,
maybe, yeah. European families, it's a big thing. I mean, that's just. I mean, that's everybody. That's people that you don't know.
Yeah, is
a hug and a kiss.
Well, I know this. If there's a day where they are too big and to hug me or to give me a kiss in front of their friends, I'm gonna cry.
No,
I'm gonna cry, and you're gonna embarrass them. I'm gonna. No, I am going to.
I got an idea.
Be hurt.
So if they get to the point where they're too big or too cool to be giving their mom and dad kisses, we'll make sure that that's the last time. Because we'll show up and we'll start making out in front of their friends. We'll just sit there.
Every time they bring friends over.
And then we'll let them know. We'll be like, hey, next time, don't be too cool for mom and dad because we'll bust that. You don't even know. You don't want us to step it up a notch.
Oh, no. But serious, think about that. You would be so butthurt too. So stop playing the tough game.
I would.
Yeah,
I would.
You
Hell
would
yeah.
Totally.
But I'm just saying, if they want to play that game, then we could play a game back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of the kids, they the other day when they were here with their cousin, they were playing like pancake or doggy pile, like where they were all just jumping one on top of the other.
Mm-hmm.
And they were playing, and I guess it must have been their cousin, and then Joey was on top of him or something, and then Audrey jumped on top. And then Joey, being smaller or whatever, he ended up getting hurt a little bit, or Audrey jumped and hit him. Mm-hmm. And you know him. He got fucking pissed off. And then he fucking hit her. Like, hit her for real, though. And then she's telling him, like, hey, I was just playing. And he got mad. So I had to sit there and, you know, coach them, talk to him about, you know, getting pissed off when people are playing. And like, hey, shit happens and you get hurt.
Yeah.
And if you start getting mad, nobody's going to want to play with you. Like if somebody hurts you on accident, then, or if somebody breaks one of your toys on accident. Now, if you, like I told them exactly the same thing with the Transformer. Like if you tell them, don't do that because it's going to break. Don't do that because it's going to break. Don't do that because it's going to break. And then they break it. Well, then that's different. But if they were just doing something that accidentally breaks, it was an accident. They didn't mean to break it. You know, like, yeah, it sucks that your toy broke, but they didn't mean it.
Right.
So I told him, like, I don't want to tell the kids to apologize. Because I just always feel like if you have to tell somebody to apologize, it's not worth it.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
The apology is not worth anything.
Yeah.
If I tell you, hey, you fucked up and you need to apologize.
Right. It's meaningless.
And then you're like, sorry.
Right.
Who gives a shit?
Right.
You know, so I told him, I was like, hey, if you feel that what you did, I was like, I'm disappointed in how you acted. And what you did is wrong. You understand that? And he's like, yeah, I understand. And I'm like, well, if you feel that what you did was wrong and that your daughter and that your sister deserves an apology, then you should do that. And he's like, okay. So, and he didn't. And then he saw me talking to Audrey and he yells, sorry, Audrey. And I'm like, no, it's too late, buddy. It's too late. Like, that's why I was telling you. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're waiting to see when I'm talking to her, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that we need to get more in their heads. Like, we have to ask more questions.
Yeah.
To try to understand how they think and what they feel.
Yeah.
You know, like if he did something to Adriana and he hurt her feelings, ask him, like, you know, how do you feel knowing that, you hurt your sister?
Yeah.
You know, what could you have done different? Like, get them to start to think for themselves versus us telling them what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that might help.
Yeah.
That's why I've been asking them questions. Like, I don't know if you heard me, like on the table, like, how did that make you feel? What could you have done different?
Yeah.
You know, get them to start thinking.
That's it.
Hell, I don't know.
Yeah. We're figuring this out as we go.
I need, we just got 2 audio books on parenting.
The drama of something?
Yeah. The drama of something.
We'll listen to it. It's not called The Drama of Something.
No,
the drama
that
of
book talks about, it's really good because it talks about if a kid is raised a certain way or has gone through some kind of trauma and they don't take care of it,
they perpetuate it.
Right. And then they become these adults who don't trust, who don't, who are angry, who play victim, so she goes through all these different things. Like a little girl, she gives an example of a little girl who was molested at a young age, and she gave another one of
you hear that all the time.
A parent who is not involved in their child's life, and now that child as an adult has abandonment issues because of that situation. And she talks about therapy and counseling and all of that to kind of just be able to move forward, because a lot of us, when we're going through relationships and we keep going through, I don't know, a dead end relationship, whatever, because we're attracting the same type of man, we don't realize that the person we're attracting, I don't know, it's just very confusing. Like if you're in an abusive relationship, but you were abused as a child from your father, and you're kind of getting somebody these just men, like, right? Yeah. So she talks about just different situations that occur. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh my God, like I hope, just the way you raise your kid.
Yeah. And that's something that, well, we heard about the book,
the things you say. I mean, just
yeah. We heard about that book. Actually, you did a signing for somebody that had.
I'm looking it up real quick.
That you did a signing for somebody who also does, they do speaking engagements, personal development, and just I don't know if it's a podcast or they have some kind of show.
It's called The Drama of
the Gifted Child. That's what it was.
By Alice Miller.
Yeah. So I haven't started. I listened. I listened to this podcast and they talked about it a little bit, so that's why I know a little bit about what the book is about, but I haven't listened to it yet, but I will. But yeah, they have this show that's about personal development, all that stuff. But they were talking about how it's kind of like whatever your experience is, a lot of times you kind of follow that path. And that's one thing that me and you have talked about a lot, where we kind of try to learn from our past and the path that, our parents took and the people around us took, and learn from the good things. And a lot of times learn from the bad things. And I think that for a lot of it, like we think, or at least for me, I'm like, I've taken all the negative and I've turned it around into a positive. But then when I started listening to these guys talking about that book, and I was like, fuck, maybe I didn't take everything. There's some things that I still need to, like my temper. Like that, my dad had a temper. Mm-hmm. Now I have a temper. And I pass that temper to Joey. And if you don't fucking fix it or figure that shit out, you're just perpetuating it generation after generation.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm looking forward to checking out that book. But not just that, but the path, period. Just knowing that it's going to, like, we're still fucked up. We're still a mess.
Right.
As much as people may think that shit's great, like it is great. Shit is great.
Yeah.
It's incredible. But as much as people may think that we have it all together, we fucking sure don't. There's a lot of work that we still need to do.
And
that goes for everybody.
That's ongoing though. Learning is ongoing. You're never going to reach a point in your life where you feel that you know it all.
Yeah.
There's always something to get better at. And with parenting, with me and being a business owner, and having the kids, the thing that I know that I have to work on is being present, just spending that quality time with them. And I asked Audrey, I asked her, I'm like, do you feel that my business is more important than you? And she said no. And that made me feel great. And when I listen to them talk about me, it's positive, and that makes me feel good. Like, mommy's loving. You've heard them say that, like, mommy's. Yeah. And it's crazy because I feel like I'm very firm with them. I almost feel that I'm more firm with them than you are. Yeah. Like today you said that you feel that you're always nagging at the kids. You're always telling them what to do.
Yeah, I'm always giving them shit about something, picking something up, leaving shit laying around, cleaning up their room.
It's constant.
It's always.
And it might be the age, but I feel the same way. And that's why at times when I come home when I'm working all day, and I know that you have a lot going on as well, and then their room's a disaster, or, like, I keep an eye on them more than you do, I believe. Yeah. Just keeping up with their room and their chores and stuff. But when I have to come home after not seeing them, it's like all day.
You check on them and I see it in passing. Like if I'm passing somewhere and I see it, but you'll check to see if they're keeping up with their shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when I come home after not seeing them all day and I see the slack. Yeah. And then I have to be the one to tell them, that gets me upset. Yeah. And I've talked to you about that. Yeah. Getting help from you, just being more aware of what they're doing and what they need to do, so that I'm not that person always being because I do feel like I'm the one always on them. No, I can. And it doesn't feel good. And I think you felt that recently, and it doesn't feel good.
No, I talked to Audrey actually today. Like I was just telling her, I was like, I know I give you a hard time about stuff. And I told her, I was like, I love you, right? She's like, yeah. I was like, no, but like for real. Like love you. And I told her, I was like, that if you fell into like an animal enclosure at a zoo, like I would jump in there to get you out.
Oh, like see, now you're going to make me cry.
Like I told her, I was like, if you fell into like the lion exhibit, I may not make it, but I'm going to try and give you some time to get out. Aww. Like, no.
You told her that?
Yeah. I told her if there was a bear.
That's awesome.
I would fight the bear. Yeah. I would lose, but I would fight. Yeah. I was like, I just want you to know that I love you.
And what did she say?
And she's like, I know. She gave me a hug.
She's so sweet.
But I just felt like I was giving her so much shit all the time.
She says things sometimes and she doesn't think about what she says and it doesn't come out right. A lot of she's a lot like me. I feel that that's something that I need to work on. And I think during the dinner table, she was talking about, what was she talking about? She was talking about something.
The hoverboard.
Oh yeah. And you started giving her shit like about being grateful for what she has and family and she didn't mean it that way, and she felt really bad about that.
Well, yeah.
Because Audrey the thing is that she also, all family.
But she also needs to be aware, because we're talking about things that we're grateful for, the coolest thing that happened to us in our day during dinner, and she had slept over her friend's house. Her friend took her shopping. We played bocce ball. We went swimming. Now we're having dinner. And the coolest part of your day is looking for new shit to buy?
Yeah, but she said it jokingly. Okay. She laughed.
Oh, did she?
And so I got it. But yeah.
Okay.
So you jumped on her about that and she got upset.
So,
but Audrey is like,
she is a sweetheart.
She's very caring. She's all about family.
Yeah.
You know, so I know that she just
no,
felt
and that's
bad
why
about that.
I went back and I talked to her.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's this thing that I went to go do a signing, and the gentleman owns a company, and I can't remember the name of the company, but he was telling me the things that they do at dinner time. So to get the conversation going, there's 3 questions that he asks everyone on the table, and it's, what's the weirdest or coolest thing that happened today? What is something that you're working on?
Mm-hmm.
Like something that you're wanting to get better at? And what was the third one?
The worst thing, or
the worst thing,
or the best thing?
No, it was the best thing. Yeah. So it was the
weirdest,
best thing, the weirdest,
and something that you're working on,
and something that you're working on. And so that's what we were kind of like.
We've been doing that the last few nights. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when she had mentioned that.
That's when I jumped.
Because she wants. That's what she wants. That's what she wants for her birthday, and she wants everybody to know about it and nobody to forget.
We're not forgetting.
That's what all that was about.
We can't forget because it's like 9 times a day. Did you check out the hoverboards? Yeah. So anyway, before we get out of here, I want to give a shout out to Trent Duncan, who started following us on Facebook, aka the Grill Master. He's Trent is somebody that I used to work with, and he taught me how to smoke meat on the Weber kettle. Not in the gay way for all you guys that are listening, but like smoking barbecue meat. And anyway, they'll understand. And the Weber kettle grill, and yeah, he showed me all kinds of stuff. Did you just
make that remark?
Yeah, not smoking meat, like, you know. Anyway, whatever. So yeah, shout out to Trent Duncan. Thanks for following, and for everybody that's following around the world and around the country. Stay safe, you guys.
Yes. Yeah. I was gonna just say thanks for your support. Love you guys, and until next time.
Bye.
Bye.